I think you've got to take a look at your life and you got to compartmentalize things. And you got to recognize that, here you go, I got it. You got to recognize you have different accounts in your life, just like you have different accounts in your Wells Fargo account, your Wells Fargo, holdings, right? So you have things like your health account and your key relationships. I would break that down even further, and I'm going to use me as an example since it's, I have Ellie, who's my wife, and I have Avery, and I have Katie. You have other things like your business account and maybe it's your experiences, these things that are important to you. Maybe it's charity or spirituality. Spirituality. It's wealth. What else? What else makes up? What else are the compartments of your life when you think around your life? What am I missing that's important to you right now? Nothing? What's that? Other relationships? Yeah, how about I want relationships, wife and kids, but I've got parents. I've got siblings. I forgot friends, like social. So social is absolutely an account. Any other accounts? These are actually 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, these are the main ones that typically come up. Contribution, like charity/contribution, or you know what? Let's just make it separate. You know what another account is? Personal growth. That's one I left off. Cool. Yeah, I put experiences on here, but like travel or fun. What's that? How you use your time? Like time management, let's say? Yeah, how about just freedom? So here's the thing. Each one of these respective areas are accounts that comprise your life. Each one of them. Okay? Some of these accounts, if you think about them in terms of bank accounts, they have really positive balances right now. You all have positive balances. You have positive checking account balances or savings account balances. Some of these accounts have very marginal balances in them. Some have zero balance, and some are even overdrawn. You have some overdrawn accounts. Okay? We're going to work on that. The first thing you've got to do with these accounts, though, is prioritize them. You've got to prioritize them. No two things in this world are equal. Where you're at in your life right now, certain things are just more important than others. I'm going to give you a really good example. Many of you, my brother's not, Steve, are you here? So my brother's not here right now. For about a decade, my brother was account 6, 7, or 8. Pretty far down the list, right? And only recently did I start moving him up the list. Now that wasn't because he earned my time. I don't want to sound like it's nothing to do with that. But me at 45, almost 45 years old is different than me at 35 years old. Me at 35 years old, I believe health is your number one account, no matter your age. You already got that from me. I don't care who you are. I'm going to argue with you all day long. If you're not taking care of you can't take care of any other accounts. So let's take health off the table. That's always number one. After that, for me, at 35, it was Ellie, and then Avery and Katie. I'd rank them on the same line, but they'd fluctuate by day to day. I liked one of them more than the other, depending on the day. Right? But I'll put them on the same line. From there, though, in my world, again, I'm prioritizing things. Business was next at 35. And then after that, my wealth creation was next. And then after that was actually experiences because I had limited time with my wife and girls to take advantage of things together before they leave the house. And then after that was my personal development because that impacted everything above. Now, I'm just being real here, right? It's not that I don't love my brother. It's not that I don't love my parents. It's not that I don't love my sister. It's not that I don't like my friends. Just where I was at in life, they were much further down the list. And you have to be real about that because it goes back to that time management conversation. You've got to rank where these things fit in your life, and you've got to accept the fact that you can't have everybody number one. You can't have everything number one. Now, naturally, as you get older, what happens? Certain relationships start moving up. Social starts to become more important. My social's still like number 8, 9, or 10. My social circle. How big is your social circle right now?
Smaller.
I actually think we might be in the social circle. Like this might be it for us.
You and me?
Yeah. I mean, add a couple more people. How many people you talk to every week? We're in business together.
Too many. But
what's that?
Too many.
Too many, but I mean, those are in your social circle.
Very few.
Yeah, very few. Yeah. Me too. Me too. Like having Lon in the room, she's not in here now. That was super strange. Like it was not a joke. She has no idea what I do for a living. And she's known me for 30 years. She doesn't know because she is this is going to sound terrible, but she's not priority. I love her though. She's not priority because all of these things came first. So you see the point I'm trying to make. We've got to prioritize. It's bullshit to act like everything's important. Now, my parents are having to move up my list for a lot of obvious reasons. It's also though because business is moving down a little bit. Not that business isn't exceptionally important, but I put in my first 15 years of foundational work. Right? My wealth still is exceptionally important, but it could be a little less priority for me so my brother can move up these days. Does that make sense? So in each one of these accounts, you've got to envision what you want the future of that account to look like. What is the envisioned future for the Avery account? I've got to try to employ all 5 senses. Like, I got a picture, say 10 years from today. 10 years from today, Avery will be 23 years old. What do I picture my interaction with her at 23? What is she doing? Where is she at? What are we doing together? How would she describe our relationship? How about my wife? 15 years from now, envision future. What do I want our relationship to look like? How about my wealth as I'm going through this? What do I want it to look like in 15 years? You pick the time frame. It's just got to be far enough out there. How about charity and spirituality and experiences? What do I want? Now, again, same thing we did with our eulogy. We got to come back and look at the current reality. Here's my envisioned future. Here's my current reality. When it comes to life planning, start with the eulogy, get an overview for where you want to go long term, but the life planning is going to be the specific commitments that you're going to make from your present day reality to where it is you envision that future. That envisioned future for many of you is very scary right now. Why? Why is it scary? The gap. That's exactly right. Thank you for saying that, for being brave enough to say that. It's the gap. It's the delta. It's the realization that, man, I think I could have done more before to lay a stronger framework for where I want to go. And guess what? It doesn't matter. We can't go back. There's no DeLorean. There's no time machine. You can't do shit about that. You got to control the controllables. And what can I control? The action steps I take from this point moving forward.